Good afternoon, Twitter. Sean Harrison from CRM Science, and it's our weekly Incubator webcast live at the Salesforce Startup Incubator 2017 cohort number 2. It's been a bit of a strange week because this week we're packing up. We're moving from the Heroku building, which is no longer the Heroku building, to 123 Mission. So all the Salesforce buildings and offices will be kind of clustered together. So everybody's been packing and doing various things. So no special guest today, but I have a run-of-the-mill guest, Ami Assayag.
Thank you very much.
Say hi.
Hello, I'm from CRM Science.
Yes,
as you know.
That's it.
We actually did have a plan of giving you a sneak preview of the new incubator space.
And which was a great plan until they told us it was a construction zone and there were liability issues. So that kind of put a kibosh on that plan.
Yeah, but there are a couple of events next week.
Next week we'll do the new digs.
Right, but during the week there are a couple of events.
Well, sure. So we had, what do we have? We had a special guest this week to talk about the new packaging.
Mm-hmm.
Packaging version 2, which is going into beta.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm afraid I was busy with a customer. So Ami, tell us what you learned from that presentation.
So, as you know, it's a pilot. So packaging 2 is in a pilot mode. Unfortunately,
which we are participating in, by the way. So it's super exciting.
That's right. But at the same time, you can't really build it for production use because you won't be able to install it with any client. It's apparently going to go beta in the winter, so
okay.
That's when it's probably a good time to start thinking about introducing it. If you're a PDO, introducing it to your clients, and if you're building internal packages for the bigger enterprises, potentially start playing with it, or using packaging to then. But it is a super cool progression.
Okay, so what is it? Is this like DX for packaging, or what is the
That's
what's
exactly
the value
it.
proposition?
It's all based on DX, and instead of no longer would you have a packaging org. The code actually exists in a repository as opposed to in an org, and you can use Scratch orgs and other things that are related to DX to manage developers, manage the packaging, push packages. So I think it'll be easier to potentially do managed packages that are not listed, potentially, like private managed packages. So we'll see how it goes, but I mean it's a significant improvement over what exists
now. It sounds really disruptive though, because right now, I mean, everything's kind of centered around that packaging org, right?
Yeah.
And as well as the tight relationship you have between the packaging org and your business org, and of course your partner community login, all of that's really tied very tightly together.
Right.
So this sounds, does it sound more disrupting than it is, or?
So you'll have to do some migration. I don't think that so packaging 1 is going to stay. So that's never going to go away, probably just like Visualforce. So
S controls.
and S controls. Yeah. So it's not going to go away. You can still use it and manage, maybe smaller packages or simple packages. But I would recommend that new packages do with packaging 2.
Mm-hmm.
If you have packaging 1 and it's not a trivial project, it's probably worth doing the transition. I don't think
again,
that there's
January timeframe we're talking, right? Because we're pilot now, beta then.
Yeah, probably. I don't. It depends how. Maybe around Dreamforce. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think that there's a migration tool to allow you to or help you do that. As far as listing goes, instead of so when you create your repository, you're going to have some kind of an ID, from what I understand, and then in the listing, you'll instead of the packaging org, you'll tell them what's your give them that ID instead. So the listing is tied to something. And as far as the LMA, probably it's same. I don't think that's going to change anything with that. Although right now that's one of the things that they're working on. Right now there's no connection to the LMA with packaging 2.0, which is one of the reasons why it's in pilot and you shouldn't be using it now. But you know, if you are interested in it, it's a good idea to you know, start working with it, kind of seeing how it is, potentially sending comments to the packaging team.
Right.
And if you don't know how to do it, send us an email and we'll you know, we'll let you know. We'll tie you to whoever is doing it on the Salesforce side.
And I'm pretty sure the pilot's still open for new participants, and it's been really active.
Yeah.
So if that's something you're interested in, you know, don't hesitate.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was so yeah, packaging 2 is interesting, and I love all the changes with DX and how they're making the management of our of Salesforce components a lot more. I want to say best practices on how to manage software. So it's exciting stuff.
Talk about that. We actually are using that with some of our clients, and that's been working really well. And also,
DX now, right?
Yeah, DX. Yeah. And we've been excited about DX for as soon as we heard about it.
I think everybody
It took a while for it to become available and usable, but now it's there. They're gonna improve on it, but it's great. And we actually use that to build an accelerator for AI, right? For the Einstein AI APIs. So, and that's been working really well.
So that's our second. I think key event that happened this week was you got to present the AI. So let's go back. So we have CRM Science developed an Einstein AI QuickStart framework, and now it's becoming actually a product to let you very quickly and easily leverage the Einstein AI, or some folks know it as MetaMind APIs. So there's vision and 2 natural language processing APIs, intent and sentiment. And so tell us about that, and about A, what that project is and what it brings to the table for folks, and B, what happened this week.
Yeah, so it's, first of all, we're super excited about Einstein AI within Salesforce. Even 2 years ago, we broached the AI toolkits of whatever was available at the time with Watson. We've implemented with one of our clients, but we always hope that we can actually replace it with something that is more on the platform, potentially something that is more advanced. And finally, there is something there. So Salesforce is now, they released Sales Cloud Einstein, which we're working with some of our clients with. They also are working on the Builder, Einstein Builder. It's in pilot, and we're going to work with some of our clients on that too.
That'll be a big part of Dreamforce, I'm sure.
Right, absolutely. And so that's 2 things, and then the third thing that is coming out is the old MetaMind APIs that right now they're just APIs. So how this all started is we were talking to the Einstein go-to-market team, and they were like, I wish we could do more with these APIs for people that are, without doing programming. And we were like, we can do that. So Kirk Stefke from our team, so I asked Kirk, how long would it take? And then a couple of days later, he's like, already started it. It looks great, you know. So, you know, we brought a few other team members onto it, and we basically built a package that allows you to use the intent, uh, sentiment, and vision without writing code. So basically, it's a toolkit that allows you to connect to these APIs and tell the toolkit through a kind of like a wizard thing that you know what fields you want to predict on, what where do you want the predictions to go, kind of like very similar to what the builder is going to be, but also it allows it to be extensible. So um, you can build ways to surface some of that information. If so, you can use the toolkit and build yourself ways to surface that information in the UI. Maybe trigger you know workflow. You know, Apex triggers to do all kind of things. So not only it does predictions, but also it gives you the ability to start a business process off of it. Like, you know, it predicts what's the type of a case,
Right.
but then you can kick off like a round robin type case assignment.
Gotcha. Let me put you on the spot.
Yeah.
So when I looked at the first version, then it was very extensible because we hadn't quite decided what direction, what value proposition would we offer the user, right? And now it's become a more fully featured application. But you say that we're still going to keep it extensible in the sense that there's going to be a lot of hooks to all the other Salesforce functionality. Now my question is, one of the first things that we talked about during design was ways to allow folks to inject their own or hook into their own machine learning algorithms. Is that something that's still on the table? And I honestly don't know, so I didn't put it on the spot.
Yeah, so I think that it's possible. I mean, right now, we built it in a way that you can reach out to all the MetaMind APIs, which have some commonality between them. I assume that we can genericize it even more to make it more open to other APIs. So as long as similar functionalities exist to other APIs, we can probably do it.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. But so appreciate that. And so you presented this then recently this week, and how was that received?
It was received really well. We heard something, you know, things like we're super pumped and we love it, and you know, you're blowing my mind. So the Einstein team are really happy about it. The Einstein go-to-market team. Also we've presented it to folks at the incubator, and they're happy about it. So much so that we're going to do a talk next week as part of the first week at the new incubator space.
Yeah. Kirk's flying in to give that presentation.
Kirk is coming in. So it's kind of going to be about the Einstein AI APIs. Then we're going to talk about this toolkit that we're building, or we've built, and how we're starting to use it with our clients. Yeah, so that's kind of very exciting. And if you're in San Francisco, let us know, and we'll send you an invite.
Yeah, right. Because there's actually it'll be like 2 nights in a row of some pretty good AI content. Cause the night before that is the San Francisco Users Group. I understand Andy Fawcett's going to be presenting. So
that's right.
Back-to-back nights of some good AI content.
Right.
Okay, so before we sign off, give a shout out to everybody on the AI QuickStart team. So there was Kirk.
There was Kirk Stefke, you. I did my work, not programming anymore, unfortunately. And then there's Scott Von Schilling from our team.
Yep.
And Jake Richter from our team. So they actually took quite a lot of time out of their busy schedule and worked on that. Yeah.
Now I've seen it and I think it looks great.
Yeah.
But when are the folks going to get to see it?
So actually, it's available. So yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we have version 1. We're starting to work with clients to, basically as a toolkit, as a starter pack for them, starting to take advantage of very powerful prediction and recommendation from these APIs. And we're going to continue to evolve that toolkit, but it's already usable, and we're already taking clients on board.
All right. So what's the call to action if they want to see this thing?
Yeah, if you want to use these APIs, sentiment, intent, vision, give us a call. Go to our website. On our website there's a contact page, and tell us that you want to do that, and we'll jump right on.
Perfect. Very good. Well, thanks so much for joining us today on our live webcast, Incubator Weekly. We will see you next week at the new location. So exciting, 123 Mission, and we'll have a much better view, I think. So maybe we can get the window in the background or something cool, and we'll figure it out. Until then, have a great weekend.
See ya.